Welcome to Park City. Life here means navigating crowded summer farmers markets, waiting for the resort shuttle, and passing locals hauling heavy ski equipment. In an environment with narrow mountain trails, protected wildlife, and tightly packed condo complexes, a dog that lacks basic manners quickly becomes an active liability for you and everyone else. But fixing those manners brings up an immediate problem. A quick search for local dog trainers yields a paralyzing list of different program formats, wildly different price points, and conflicting philosophies on how dogs actually learn. Finding the right fit requires balancing three specific variables: the amount of free time you have to practice, your actual financial budget, and the specific behavioral hurdles your dog needs to clear. This graphic outlines exactly how we will break that down. We will evaluate traino methods and professional credentials, map out local costs against your required time, review Park City's legal rules, and match your specific scenario to the right path. Hiring the wrong professional wastes thousands of dollars. More importantly, it puts your dog's safety and your legal standing at risk in a community that tightly regulates public order. The absolute baseline requirement for any trainer you consider is their reliance on positive, science-based reinforcement. Outdated methods that rely on fear or physical intimidation predictably backfire. If you use a shock collar or physical correction on a dog that is already anxious about encountering a moose on a trail, you often amplify their reactive behavior instead of curing it. Utah does not legally require dog trainers to hold a state license. That means checking for formal, independent credentials is the only objective way to verify a trainer actually understands animal behavioral science. For general obedience and puppy training, look for the letters CPDTKA or KPA-CTP. These acronyms indicate the trainer has passed rigorous, standardized exams on training mechanics and learning theory. Teaching a dog to sit at a crosswalk is basic obedience. Addressing severe fear, separation anxiety, or aggressive leash reactivity crosses a distinct threshold into complex behavior modification. This chart shows that split. If your dog falls into that second category, you need a specialist holding an IAABC-CDBC credential. These are certified behavior consultants trained specifically to rehabilitate severe, deeply ingrained psychological issues. Checking for these specific letters on a trainer's website guarantees you are hiring an educated professional rather than an enthusiastic amateur. Dog training in the Park City resort economy comes at a premium. The format you choose dictates a direct trade-off. The less money you spend, the more personal time you have to invest. A standard 6-week group class in Summit County averages between $200 and $400. Looking at this matrix, group classes are the most affordable option. They safely socialize a dog, but require you to do the heavy lifting. You actively handle the dog amidst a room full of distractions. If you move to in-home private lessons, the cost increases to between $120 and $220 per hour. That higher hourly rate pays off when you need to fix environmental habits. A trainer can stand in your actual kitchen or entryway to directly address localized problems like countersurfing or bolting out the front door. At the top end of the market are board and train programs, where the trainer keeps your dog for 2 to 3 weeks. These run anywhere from $2,500 to over $5,500. The professional handler accelerates the initial learning process, but a steep trade-off remains. When the dog comes home, you still have to strictly maintain those new commands, or the costly training quickly deteriorates. And if you are dealing with severe behavior issues mentioned earlier, expect an initial consultation fee between $175 and $300. There are no shortcuts in canine behavior. Spending more money simply shifts your required workload to the end of the process. Once you begin practicing your new skills outside, you have to navigate Summit County's strict local ordinances. Park City enforces a mandatory leash law across all public trails and sidewalks. Your dog must be attached to a physical leash no longer than 6 feet. Claiming your dog is under strict voice control is legally invalid outside of a designated dog park. The county also mandates an annual dog license, which you can only obtain by providing proof of a current rabies vaccination. Local nuisance ordinances target excessive barking. If your dog suffers from separation anxiety and barks consistently while you hit the slopes, neighbors can report you. Proactive training directly prevents these costly citations. When you need to legally practice off-leash recall, you have 2 primary options: the fully fenced trailside dog park or the massive run-amok area in Kimball Junction. For proofing your on-leash focus and stay commands, The fields around the historic McPolin farm provide an excellent training ground full of high-traffic scenic distractions. A reliable heel and a quiet home life fulfill the legal requirements necessary to maintain your access to Park City's shared public spaces. This decision tree brings all those variables together. To find your specific path, start at the center and determine your primary training goal. If you have a new puppy and your main objective is safe, early socialization, your most efficient path is enrolling in group classes led by a CPDT-KA certified trainer. If you live in a condo and need to correct specific indoor manners, like jumping on houseguests, invest in a package of in-home private lessons. If your budget is high but your available time is extremely limited, a reputable board and train facility will quickly build a foundation of reliable cues for you to maintain. And if your dog displays severe trail reactivity or crippling anxiety, bypass standard obedience entirely and schedule a consultation with an IAABC/CDBC behavior specialist. Once you identify your match, call them and ask 2 mandatory questions. How exactly do they track a dog's progress, and what is their specific policy if the training hits a plateau? Most importantly, ask what your homework will look like between sessions. Your consistency at home dictates the success of the entire program. Training a dog in a bustling resort town requires time, budget, and consistency. By matching the right credentialed professional to your daily routine, you secure a confident, legally compliant companion ready for every trail in Park City.